everybody, and welcome to Superhero Speak. I'm your host, Dave.
And I'm the other host, Don.
And tonight, boys and girls, we're going to piss a lot of people off. That's my goal. That's
Oh
always
boy,
my goal in
okay.
life. We're going to see what happens. So we're going to talk, I'll tell you right off the top of the thing. We didn't know what to talk about, so we're going to talk Star Wars. We had a couple Star Wars articles that popped up in the last couple of days. New actors coming into the fold, and 50th anniversary news, and somebody settled with Lucasfilm, so I think we need to talk about that a little bit. And then we also got some what else did I have on the docket? Hold on. Oh yeah, we got a little bit of confirmation about Spider-Man. I don't know if I believe it or not. We'll talk about that. A brand new day, and then Superman joins Ice. I figured if we're gonna go full blown, let's do this. Let's talk about that a little bit, and of course we got some Highlander news because we've been following that closely, so that should be good. So yeah, all that being said, we're ready to go. Kassan's here. Kassan, you're gonna be pissed off, I think. No, I think Kassan agrees with us. All right. All that being said, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing okay. I've had kind of a frustrating day a little bit. I own a big truck, and we got back from vacay, and we started up the truck, and it sounded really loud. And so today I was like, okay, I'm gonna crawl up under there and see if I can't figure it out. And lo and behold, there is what seems to be a pretty straightforward thing, but two pipes that are held together by a bolted on flange. And for whatever reason, the bolts are broke, still in the threads and everything, but they're fucking broke. So I take it over to my brother-in-law's house, who also has a pool. So the rest of the family gets to go in the pool while I use his jack because I don't have a big enough jack. I get a torch. I try to get this shit out. It won't come out, and it sucks. But I can't mess with it too much because it's actually like I've got like a warranty and stuff. I was just trying to save $100 deductible by seeing if I can't bolt together two pieces of exhaust, but that ain't happening. So that's kind of frustrating. But I mean, the truck actually sounds way cooler. So like my son and people, don't fix it, but no, it's a bit much. And but on my way home from that, I saw a DeLorean. So I know that's not the greatest thing ever, but it doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen a lot. So yeah, it was cool.
Was there a kid in like an orange vest jacket driving it?
I couldn't see inside. It was weird. They are very low.
Yes.
And my truck is very high. Well, not that high. But anyway, I could not tell actually.
Oh, all right.
There you go. How about you, Dave? How's your half a week been?
Okay. I got busy. I'm the on-call person at work, so work was busy, and then they decided last minute to do maintenance. Yesterday they do the maintenance on the weekends, and of course, being the on-call person, I'm responsible to do what they call a checkout. Once they do the maintenance, I have to go in and make sure like all the applications launch and we can still connect to the database and all that fun stuff. And that was frustrating, to have to do that on a Saturday. And then I was done with that. And I'm like, I guess I'm going to go over to the girlfriend's. She kind of had a crappy week too. And I won't get into all the details because, I won't share her personal stuff on here. But, she's been working on her kitchen and things have been keeping it from getting done. So I get over there and she's like, we're going to paint the trim today. And I'm like, okay. So we painted the trim. And then we just got a couple of strombolis for dinner. And then her son,
stromboli.
She got these, peel and stick plastic tiles to put on the for the new backsplash that she wanted to do all along the back wall.
Okay,
and
I'm with you.
We were like debating whether or not to do it, and her son like just started doing it. And he got like, I want to say 90% of them up, until we got to the stove, and the stove's got to be pulled out. And it was getting late. We're like, we're tired. She's like, we'll work on it tomorrow. And then, and that was that. So it was just like, and I don't know why, because then we went to bed pretty early for us, and didn't get up got up, but not super early. And then she actually took me to Michael's because I needed a couple canvases for a painting idea I have, and because at first she was like, "Oh, I want to get this stuff done today." I'm like, "Okay," and then I said, "Well, can we just?" Because she was driving me home, and I was like, "Well, do you need to go to the store?" And she's like, "No, but we can stop because I need stuff for dinner for tomorrow." And then I mentioned Michael's, and she's like, I guess we can do that." But the funny thing is, we go, we go to Michael's, and she's looking around, like, because she's a woman and she does crafty stuff. So like, they have 70% off on like some of the spring and summer stuff, and she's looking at the thing, and like I grabbed the canvases right away, and I was ready to go, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll just let it look," and then
you signed that check, Dave.
I know.
You took it to the store.
And then we went to the grocery store, and I knew, like, I know what I'm making a meatloaf tomorrow. So I got exactly what I needed to make a meatloaf. And she like got way more than because she's like, "Oh, I don't really need anything." And then she got like soda, she got stuff for her family for the week for a couple things. And it's just like,
no,
whatever.
it's like that, man. Like, with my wife, it's like, hey, I'm going to stop at McDonald's and I'm going to get a McChicken and a McDouble. You want anything? Oh, yeah. Give me this meal, and I want this on the side, and then make sure I get this many number of sauces. It's just like, oh, come on.
I hate when they do stuff like that. Yeah. You get specific with McDonald's, and it's just like, they're going to spit in my food.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I tell her. It's her all the time. Like, because she is the person that will say the thing in the restaurant. If there's a little bit of mistake on my food, I'm going to barrel through it, because no way am I sending anything back into that kitchen. But she is that type. But I always tell her, let me know how the spit tastes, please.
My late mother-in-law, I swear, every time we went out to dinner with her, she could never order off the menu.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Because she would go through the whole menu and be like, "Oh, I want this, but for this, you have this as a side. Can I have that side instead of this? And like, can you take this off of it and do that?" It's just like every time. And I was just always like, "Oh, man, I don't want to spit in my food." But
right. I don't want it to hit the floor and then people pick it up real quick.
Hopefully they know not to mess with my food, just hers.
Right.
But yeah, it's what are you gonna do? That's women folk.
Yep.
I know. We've already gone to the dark side. It's not good. It's not good. So what we're gonna have to do is, since we're already here on the dark side of things, we're gonna have to have Darth Don tell you where you can find more superhero speak.
Darth Don here. You must subscribe to Superhero Speak if you haven't already. And if you have already, make another account and subscribe again. You also will like this video. And while you're on the HoloNet, go to superheroespeak.com. Find the links to our merch and purchase one of our shirts. Don't skimp on the shipping, or else I will trap you in a box with an agitated gun dog named Brie Lawson. I would just force lightning you, but we don't have that in the effects budget. Now, back to the show.
You know what? Speaking of merch, I forgot. I did, because I got busy. I did not finish setting up our Teespring store. Not Teespring. T Public store. Hopefully that'll be done for Wednesday. We'll see.
So everyone that got their orders in, that's why it's delayed. It's Dave's fault.
It's always Dave's fault. All right. Oh, and real quick, let's do our box office updates.
Okay.
As of this stream, Superman is at $578.8 million. So I mean, we shall see. I mean, it's I'm pretty sure it's run out of steam. So,
Oh yeah.
They might make 600 by the time it gets out of the theater. I kind of think with 22,000 they should, or 22 million, they should be able to do that. Fantastic Four did have a big drop off on its second weekend, but it still managed to get to $434.2 million worldwide. So not the best, but
Listen, if those aren't successful movies, people need to lose their jobs. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. I do think, we talked about this obviously a lot, that first off, Fantastic Four probably isn't as popular as some of the other characters that are out there.
Right.
And I do think people have kind of lost, I don't know if interest is the right word, but maybe have lost faith in Marvel, which is funny because I thought this movie was going to do well just on the fact that you didn't have to see everything else to understand what was going on in it. But maybe the word didn't get out. They should have marketed it that way. Like, come see a Marvel movie where you don't have to see anything before that.
Yeah, that could have been a good marketing ploy. Absolutely.
Kassan says those aren't successful movies. Well, I beg to differ because it was told they haven't given a clear number for Superman. It said it needed to make between 500 and 700 million. So obviously it is between those two numbers. And the reported for, we talked about this, it was like 370 million. It was such a weird number for Fantastic Four. And I think Thrawn has a good point. Hello, Thrawn. Fantastic Four was a 190-minute trailer. It did feel like that at times. I talked about in the review, like, are they is it just like setting us up for the next big movie, the Doomsday? But it said 370. They've made that. So I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know how the bean counters work, because there is also a trick in a lot of these things where they now try to go, like they did that with, did you know they claimed Empire Strikes Back never made money?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's creative accounting, because they don't want to pay residuals to people. So they claim that the movie's never made money, but yet obviously it's one of the most successful movies of all time. But according to their accounting, no, it's never actually made any money. So I don't know. I mean,
if it's that hard to make money, then how the heck can they cast Robert Downey Jr.? Like, have you seen where they explain that they didn't show his face in Fantastic Four because it would have been like half the budget for the fucking movie just to have him show his face?
Yeah. I mean, and there's rumors that was actually him in the suit. He just didn't show his face. And I'm like, why would you do that? So, yeah. I don't know. Speaking of Marvel and confusing things, and I don't put a lot of stock in this, but it's been going around. So we talked about in the last time we got together is the funny the rumor is that the one actor in Brand New Day is actually playing Mr. Negative. He actually said in an interview he would love to play the character. There's been kind of hints on set of Mr. Negative, but this article, according to Daniel Richmond, who is a quote-unquote Marvel insider, it's somebody, one of these personalities out there who, hey, we've talked about this. How come we're not, the Marvel insider? Like, this guy claims he has all this information, and he was like, he tweeted out, I can now tell you that the main villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day is none of the villains that we heard about, and it is not Mr. Negative. So I kind of feel like I take that with a grain of salt, but I also look at it this way. Oh, Thrawn says he keeps hearing Jackal. Interesting.
It's got to be bigger than these people that, because I told you when we talked about it, there's no way this is going to be lame if that's the villain of our Spider-Man multiverse movie. Like, come on, it's got to be somebody big.
So, two things with that. Again, I take it with a grain of salt. But the other thing is, he says the main villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day is none of the villains that we've heard about, and it's not Mr. Negative. So that's not saying Mr. Negative isn't in the movie. It's just saying he's not the main villain. And I think that's an important thing to take away. So again, this could be his origin movie. Like, he's in the movie as his alter ego and something happens, and by the end of the movie, he becomes Mr. Negative, setting up the next Spider-Man movie.
Before that, is he Mr. Positive?
My son had an interesting theory for the movie, and I really like this idea. And like, we talked about it, we kind of like played off of each other, thinking of like how they could make it work. So the Punisher is in the movie, right? Like, that's confirmed.
Yeah.
Jon Bernthal's been seen on set. He's been seen in costume on set, like the whole nine. And you know, the Punisher hunts villains. What if, you know, instead of being the classic, he's hunting Spider-Man down because they don't know if he's a hero or a bad guy, how they introduced it. What if he is hunting down a villain in New York City, and that villain happens to be Hobgoblin, Ned Leeds Hobgoblin. And Peter finds out that it's Ned, and he's trying to stop the Punisher from killing his friend, who doesn't know he's his friend. Because that's what I was saying. Oh, like, yeah, you could play it off like he feels isolated, that he doesn't have any friends because he doesn't remember Peter. And yet he knows he was at that battle at the Statue of Liberty with Spider-Man, and he doesn't know why. And so, like, he loses it, and he blames Spider-Man for not having memories, and takes on the persona of the Hobgoblin to go after him. And maybe it's Mr. Negative's corporation that gives him the serum that makes him the Hobgoblin. So,
yeah, that's perfectly plausible. I like it. I'll tell you what, though, and this may have people not like me. Boy, I never understood. I always thought it was kind of lame that Spider-Man had two Goblin villains. I really did. And it's not even like because it's more of a psychological thing.
yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, I get it because it's a historic character at this point, so that would be cool. Because I even have a Spider-Man comic back of Death of Hobgoblin. I'm like, who gives a shit? But whatever. He is but yeah, I don't know. His tangential rant about Spider-Man villains for me.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking of like how you make it work and make it believable, because again, if he was there on the bridge, and like, again, he's got these memories of helping Spider-Man make his web fluid, but he doesn't remember who Spider-Man is, you know. And it's like, maybe Spider-Man did something to me, but also Green Goblin was there, and he saw Spider-Man almost killed Green Goblin, so that's his inspiration to become the Hobgoblin. Like, you know, so it's just a thought. It would be interesting. That would make a WWE heel turn for Ned after No Way Home. Exactly. Yes. Yes. That would have to give Ned a lot of screen time, and he was close to MOT being in the next film for reporting. MOT. I don't know what
close
MOT.
to not being in the next.
Oh, close to not being in the next film.
Typo.
From reporting. Oh, it's a typo. I thought MOT meant something. True, but again, yeah, thank you, Thorne. But again, it could just be like, how many times did Paul Rudd say he wasn't Ant-Man after he got cast? Like, and everyone knew he was cast, and he was, oh no, that's not true. It's rumors. So yeah, we'll see.
Exactly. Those people have snipers on them, you know, so you I'm not gonna spill the beans.
All right. Are you ready to get a little political, or do you want to wait till the end?
I'm down with whatever, man. I'm cool. Have fun.
All right. Well, this has been all over the social medias. Um, People talking about it, I'm bringing it up for two reasons. Again, I'm not. You know, here's the thing. I don't care what your political bent is. I don't care um, who you voted for in the last election. Um, but it's interesting that this poor man gets so much hate because he has come out as a Christian conservative, and that is, of course, TV's Superman, Dean Cain from the '90s. Like, and I'm
Oh,
not
I
saying it
thought
was.
you meant Kevin Sorbo. I'm sorry.
Well, he's another one. He's
I
another
know.
one that gets so much
Yeah.
hate because he came out as a Christian conservative. Um, but he played Superman, and I'm not saying it was the greatest Superman TV show of all time because it was hokey. It was very hokey, but it was very '90s,
Yeah.
and it gave us Terry Hatcher, so I think that was a good thing. So it came out in the news that he is joining ICE. And the thing is, when you read through the articles, he's not actually joining ICE. It's more
Yeah.
he's an honorary member of ICE, so that he's going to
Yeah.
become. You know what it is? He's going to become a figurehead. They're going to use him as a like a recruiting tool.
Shaq does that. Like Shaq's
Yeah.
like a sheriff of
Yeah.
someplace. Can you imagine that? Like they just come to somebody, hey, put your hands up, please. Like, come on, like, yeah, that's just a headline grabber.
So, like, I mean, come on, and we've all seen the meme where it's like, it's all the pictures of all the people who've played Superman. And it's like, thank you for across all the pictures. Thank you for blah blah blah, except you
Yeah.
on his picture.
Yeah, I've seen
for
that.
bringing Superman to life. Um. So it's just like, that's the thing. Like, not only like, okay, fine, you don't like his politics, whatever, but of course, this is becomes news because of what's going on in our country and
Yeah.
the deportations and whatnot. And then people start like, I saw quite a few people who I am friends with on Facebook, and I didn't respond to any of them who are in work in comics. Some who have been guests on this show, and posting stuff like, "Oh, he's a washed-up actor, and he's just doing this to get attention." And it's like, now if you just Google him and look at his credits, he's been working consistently since the late '80s. Like, he's worked almost every year in something. He just hasn't been in mainstream things that you've watched.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of Hallmark movies, and he's done some independent movies and whatnot. He's done a couple of like TV shows, but you're just not watching those things because he's not Superman anymore. And I just think it's weird that people feel like they've got to bash him. Like, I don't know. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, the whole bash somebody because of their political ways, I guess I'll say, or their political leanings, I just don't subscribe to in general. I don't champion finding ways to separate yourself from your fellow man. I believe the opposite. I believe us as humans, as a species, our strength is working together, and for all of our benefit, should be working toward as near a symbiosis as we can. Nonetheless, that's 180 degrees separate from where we're at now. But I don't get into it. It's why we don't get terribly political here, because I'm just, it bores me. I want to read comics and play video games and roll dice and do fucking math for fun or card games. So, but at the same time, we have, literal genocides happening now, and that we kind of help fund. So, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
We should all, be abrupt, but here we are, we're doing this thing here. I'm part of it, so I'm not So, but with that said, did I vote for Trump? I did. Here's why. I'm a one-issue voter. Are you trying to take one of my rifles away? And if you are, I can't vote for you. Sorry. That's it. Otherwise, I'm for small government. I want people to be helped, and I want those that have resources to help those that don't. But I don't want the fucking government to do it. They fuck everything up. I want universal health care, but I don't want the fucking government to do it. So, here you are. So there we are. That's how I feel about all that. So no, he's had a better life than most of us. So you're just looking for a reason to hate, and politics is right there and an easy one, but I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny too, because we could get a lot more viewers if we got political in all of our episodes, which is funny because it's like I loved how. Okay, we're here. We're gonna go a little deeper. Colbert got fired, right? And they're you can't even say fired. They're just not renewing his contract, and then they're gonna end the show because they came out with numbers saying that the show was losing $40 million a year. So you're not going to keep a show going that's losing money. There's advertisers aren't interested in pursuing it. Of course, he's trying to say he's being persecuted politically, where it's just like, well, no, you weren't making money. Like you have 100 people working for you, and your every episode is just anti-Trump. So people tuned out because they're tired of hearing it, right? Like the way you just described yourself is this is what I vote on, and that's it. And this is what I believe, but you're tuned out of a lot of the other stuff going on in the world. I think that is the average voter, right? Like they're not as tuned into everything that's going on as the mainstream media tries to say that they are. Right. So the best thing that came out of all of it, in my opinion, was Jay Leno saying, yeah, I'd get letters from conservatives that were pissed off, and then about a joke that I made, and then I would get letters from liberals about jokes that I made, because yeah, we're going to upset the fringe people here and there, but I never wanted to get super political because you're alienating half of a potential audience, which is true. That's like a lot of these mainstream shows have done. They've been like, no, we don't care about these viewers. We want to go, because there's been a misconception, in my opinion, I don't think it's true, is that most people are liberal and Democrats, and that's not true. I mean, the country's very split down the middle. So again, you're going to alienate half your audience, and it's also not even so much, again, like I said, it's not hardcore political. It's just you get tired of hearing the same thing over and over and over again from a talk show host. Yeah. So he, and in my opinion, he did it to himself because of that. But, I mean, I also have a conspiracy theory about it, but maybe we won't get into that because I could, Thrawn says it. Average voter cares about 3 issues max. That's pretty much me, but I'm a small government guy. I want to get rid of as much of the government as possible, which is, I hate to say it, it's why I voted for the Orange Man, and he's doing it. He's gotten rid of a lot of stuff, a lot of the bloat in the government. So I'm happy. I'm sorry. I'm a small government person. The government has gotten way too big, and and that does bring me to my conspiracy, is that USAID got defunded, and all of a sudden, things are being looked at as like not making money, or the Democratic Party lost a lot of money, the DNC lost a lot of money, and then all of a sudden Colbert came out like, oh, we can't keep him around because he's losing money. Look, I'm just saying it's a weird coincidence. Anyway.
Well, no, there's definitely a backlash because Howard Stern isn't being canceled, but I read, that they're basically going to lowball him, and they don't expect him to take the offer. And the reason that they're doing that is because, his politics during COVID, he was like, if someone's not wearing a mask and they get COVID, then the hospitals and doctors should tell them to go home and fucking die. Like, oh wow, okay. So, I hope though. I'm not hoping for this like big conservative lean now.
No.
I'm hoping that like anyone that's getting political just stops getting views and stuff. And let's just talk about entertaining or interesting shit.
Yeah.
And not shit that you're making up about the government or some other political party to try and stoke up anger or again just ways to divide us. So
yeah, no, I agree. But that's the thing too, right? It sells. Like there are,
unfortunately,
Tim
Kaine, or not Tim Kaine. I'm sorry, Tim Pool. I know this is kind of your dude, but he wears a beanie all the time with headphones, and like I fucking see him on billboards now. Like he's some sort of authority on anything.
Well,
and I've seen him prove the opposite. So but I don't want to bash your guy too
much.
But
no. But the funny thing is, that's true too. And again, there's this concept of hate watching. Like somebody hates somebody, so they're going to watch them to see what they have to say. And he does it too. He claims that he doesn't do clickbait and rage bait, but yet I've seen him bash movies saying, "Oh, they went woke, so that's why they went broke." But like you can tell,
clearly did not watch.
He clearly didn't watch the movie, so it's just like.
Yeah.
Like he did that with I said that he did it with Superman. He came out and said Superman is going to be woke. It's going to be stupid. Blah, blah blah. And then he went and watched it. And you're like, oh no, it wasn't woke. It was actually really good. So it's just like, that you had the original opinion because you knew it was going to upset comic book fans, and they're going to it'll come up in their feed because they're a Superman fan, and they're going to watch your video because they're going to be upset with what you're saying. So,
about PBS. Well, he's basically the PBS shutdown. Where Sesame Street, all that shit came from.
Dependent funds showing there really wasn't support. It's just forced indoctrination. Yeah, Thrawn. That's my conspiracy theory. Because that was other things too. People hear U.S. aid and they think it's an aid thing, and it's like no, it actually stands for United States American Influence. United States something influence determination or whatever. It's about international. Oh, that's what it is. International influence or something. I can't remember what it stands for exactly, but it's like it's not aid. It's like pushing a message in other countries that we want pushed, an agenda we want to push. Like that was their thing, and people heard that and like, oh, why aren't we funding people? That has nothing to do with it, I guess since we're already on the political bent, we'll do this one too. Gina Carano was in the news as well since Wednesday. She has settled with Lucasfilm and Disney. Was it an undisclosed amount? I don't remember if it said in the article how much they settled for. But basically they settled out of court. But the funny thing is, and she did say that, here this goes. Miss Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect, Lucasfilm said in a statement. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Miss Carano in the near future. So, like, that was one of the things is that she was suing because she got fired from The Mandalorian because she put a post up that was, again, comparing how conservatives are treated to this country to how some of the Jewish people were treated during World War II. Do I agree with that statement? No, but is there a little bit of truth in that statement? Sometimes it feels that way.
Also, another thing that she kind of did that was antagonistic is people on Twitter, I think it was actually called Twitter at that time, were wanting her to put her pronouns in her profile so that she can show her support for the trans community, and she put beep bop boop. So that
And the
was
thing
another
is,
big thing.
that turned into her being anti-trans. I think that in my opinion, that was her being anti-bully. They were bullying her to put her pronouns in there, and she was like, "No, like I don't need to do that. So here's what I'm putting in instead." And it's obviously kind of a Star Wars reference because that's what R2D2 would say, beep bop boop. And it was just like, okay, cool, good for her. Let her do her thing. But it's like, oh, you're anti.
Well, just like look at the Sydney Sweeney stuff, man.
That's the problem with the left. If you don't agree with us 100% and do what we say, then you're a terrible person. And it's just like, no, that's not how life works.
Sounds like a little fascism.
Exactly. And that is why she made the comparison that she did. And yes, a lot of people got upset about it. Oh, don't get me started on Sydney Sweeney either, man. So an attractive woman doing a jeans commercial, all of a sudden that's eugenics. What the fuck?
There have been groups of people that have been hurt in this country. I certainly admit that. I'm not a super patriot in no way, shape, or form. I love the idea of the United States of America more than I like the actual reality and execution.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's they're stretching, and again, just making up reasons to be divisive.
There isn't a straight man on this planet who would kick Sydney Sweeney out of bed, and that's what it's about. And it's selling jeans. Period. That's it.
I most certainly would kick Sydney Sweeney out of my bed because I got my gorgeous wife. Sorry.
Is she even actually in the room?
Not right now.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, and it was just because they used jeans, even though there's a commercial from the 80s that did the same exact thing for, I think it was Calvin Klein or Hugo Boss. One of them, it's a beautiful woman putting her jeans on, talking about genetics and like having the perfect body and all this stuff. Like, but now it's eugenics. So Thrawn says, "Nice save for your little play there."
Yeah.
So yeah, do you think that they will? What's the name of the show that she's
New Republic Ranger?
Yeah, do you think they'll put the New Republic Rangers back onto the schedule now and bring her in and still do it?
I certainly hope so. And I think if they do it right, they'll be really smart to do so. Because as we've discussed on previous shows, people really have an interest in the in between the Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Star Wars whatever partition.
Yeah.
So the New Republic Rangers would happen then, and New Republic Rangers would give a pretty neat perspective of the galaxy at that time. So I think they will, particularly since the statement that you read where they've said, "Hey, we look forward to working with her, blah blah blah." And people, I enjoyed the character Cara Dune. I think Gina Carano plays a perfect Cara Dune.
Yeah.
I introduced to Gina Carano in her role in Deadpool, and I'm a fan for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
But loved her in that role and was really sad to see those dumb shit go down and that it actually resulted in her. But no, now I have a lot of hope in seeing Gina Carano as Cara Dune again, and hopefully they restart the New Republic Rangers series because again, that's what people want to see.
So wait a minute. Wait, you're a big fan for a lot of reasons. Is she the one you want to kick out of bed?
Okay, you know what? Actually, my wife knows that I would not. She, like, we have, she's got her. She's like, for her, it's Adam Driver. Like, she can officially cheat on me for free with Adam Driver. So it's kind of that sort of. We each got one.
All right. I
That
can
one's
see it.
okay.
All right.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I think mine on my list it's Hall Pass. Yeah, that's what it's called. Hall Pass.
Well,
I think mine
Oh.
is Scarlett Johansson. She will forever be, my Hall Pass. All right. Is that enough?
Nice choice.
Is that enough superly political stuff for one night? Should we move on to
I
some more
think
Star Wars
so. I
news?
mean, yeah.
You sent me a lot of these actually.
Yeah.
Matt Smith is going to be joining Star Wars Starfighter in a villain role. So I mean, we've all saw him as a villain in Morbius.
I didn't.
I was about to say, for those who saw Morbius,
Didn't even know it. House of the
um,
Dragon, though, it's where I know him from most.
oh, okay, there you go.
Oh, Mila Jovovich. Okay,
That's a good hall pass. So I mean, obviously, Doctor Who, a lot of people's first Doctor, it's him or David Tennant. So, what do you think? You excited for this? You a Matt Smith fan? You like to see him in Star Wars?
I don't know if I'm a fan, but I am a fan of his character from the House of Dragon, which is the Game of Thrones prequel.
Right.
He's actually a dragon rider in that show. So that's actually kind of cool that now he's going from, dragon rider to some sort of starfighter.
Yeah.
So that works for me. He's not like and he's not a villainous character in that show per se, but he's definitely not a good guy.
Okay.
So I see. I like it. I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. At least him as that character.
He's a good actor. I like him. I mean, obviously, I did see him as Doctor Who. I've seen him in Morbius. It's one of those things too, where like he is a good actor and people like him, so you kind of wonder, like, are they afraid for Starfighter? Like, there's big names in this show, right? Isn't what's his face is the main guy?
Wedge Antilles? Are you talking about the character?
No, the actor. Who's the main actor in Starfighter? We talked about it on the show.
Did we? Oh man, rough day.
Shoot,
we did, and now it's starting to come to me, but I can't remember the name.
So, like, here's my fear is, when you cast big names, and I'm not saying Matt Smith is like the biggest actor, but when you cast big names, it's like, does that become distracting to Ryan Gosling? That's it. He's the main. So it's Ryan Gosling and Matt Smith. So does it become distracting to the show when it's like, are you watching it because you like Star Wars and you want to see Starfighter, which I know that your answer is yes, or are you watching it because Matt Smith and Ryan Gosling are in it? Because and there's a lot of women who are going to watch it for Ryan Gosling. Like, let's be honest.
Well, listen, I don't even know much about Ryan Gosling, so I'll take your word for it there. I don't know how many people are like me, where I, buy and collect the X-Men comics, the Star Wars. I follow the property. I don't follow the director, the writer, the actor.
Right.
So yeah, I really don't know what the percentages of people that just, oh, Matt Smith, okay, I'm watching that. But if it works, hey, if it gets new eyes on the Star Wars, but it could get eyes on the Star Wars that then ridicule Star Wars because they don't understand Star Wars.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't disagree with trying to get more people to watch Star Wars because I think the last couple of shows have been in decline for viewership, but And again, there's the argument of, well, people just care about the main characters. Maybe, maybe not. But the other side of that is it'll get Matt Smith and Ryan Gosling fans to watch Star Wars who may not be Star Wars fans, who are going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is stupid, oh, lightsabers and space battles, blah.
Right. But you know what? Chris Hemsworth did that for Thor. Thor's
Right.
kind of a ridiculous character, with his stupid wing helmet and everything.
Very much.
But he was a big deal, at least until he cut his hair. I think the women I think he got busted down a couple tiers after that. But he got it back. So
Thrawn says Christopher Eccleston is a godly actor and can't even be recognized in America. I'm not disagreeing with that, but maybe if he did more than one season of Doctor Who, Americans might know who he is. So, and yeah, I don't disagree with this. In Matt Smith is a B-level actor in America, despite being the Doctor. But in England, that's one of those things that the people, it's like a big thing over there. You're the Doctor, you get known in England. So, because again, they can't just have American eyes watch this stuff. They're trying to get international. So,
well, and I think, at least for me, like I can never gauge the popularity of Doctor Who. Like I listen to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it's super popular, but honestly, it's not something I ever liked. I don't know if it was because I think when I was young, maybe it came on or something after like Sesame Street or Reading Rainbow, and then it came in hot. It's like,
yeah.
It was just weirdness. And I'd hurry up and change the channel, turn the TV off. So I don't know, but it seems, just with talking tonight, like it's some sort of actor gateway from England. And I don't know, man.
It's a big popular show. It's been on forever in England, 70 some years. So it's it's a big thing over there. So I like this. Americans buy Doctor Who stuff in secret. Nah, you go to conventions, you're going to run into at least a handful of Doctor Who's.
Listen, they made a Magic the Gathering set of it. So, yes. It's got to be something. I just never, it's like a bad acid trip after my cartoons. I don't
This article made me feel old there, Don.
Which one?
In 2 years, a little less than 2 years from now, A New Hope will be re-released in the theaters to celebrate its 50th anniversary. And I'm all for it because when I hear something crazy, I'm pretty sure it's the only one I've never seen in the theater.
Ooh, okay.
I saw the special editions when they came out, but I missed A New Hope.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and then I was too young when the first one came out. The first Star Wars movie I saw in the theater was Empire Strikes Back. So
yeah, no, mine was Return of the Jedi, and I was too young then. We got kicked out because I was crying. No, true
I
story.
got kicked out of a movie not that long ago for crying, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh.
Yes, sir, you can't masturbate and cry in here. Anyway,
I was about to ask if it was Madam Web, but
it's a little early to talk about it, but I think we'll have to do a special anniversary viewing of it and talk about it on the show when it comes back out. So if we're still around in 2 years,
yeah,
knock on wood, we'll be doing a special 50th anniversary. Yes, Thrawn, it was Freakier Friday. Yeah, you got me. So yeah, we'll be doing that. There isn't much to say about it, just other than it made me feel old.
Yeah, I could see it. I know. I was taken aback too when I was like 50. What the fuck are you talking about?
No way. Oh wait.
Here we are.
Yeah. All right. And our last article of the day, and this is kind of why America's stupid. Um, not the article itself, but how the article was written. And this is in the Hollywood Reporter too, so it's not like some like crazy fly by night website. But it's Dave Bautista is in final negotiations to play the main villain in the Highlander reboot. Right? So, oh, that's cool. Dave Bautista up against Henry Cavill. Like I can see that. Russell Crowe. I have nothing against Dave Bautista. We all like him as Drax. I'm sure we've seen him in the what you call it movies, the Worms.
Dune.
He's a professional wrestler first, in my opinion, and then an actor. So is he like the greatest actor in the world? No, but he can hold his own. Especially in some.
He can be typecast well. Yes, I believe.
Yes. But the article says, in the Highlander reboot starring Henry Cavill as Connor McLeod, and Russell Crowe as Ramirez, the Egyptian Spaniard, blah blah,
mentor, with the Japanese sword.
Dave Bautista is up to play the Kurgan, and it's just like,
okay.
None of that has been confirmed in the sense of like who everyone is playing. I mean, obviously, Cavill's playing McLeod. You can't call it Highlander and not be a Scotland movie. But it's never been confirmed that they're still going to do Ramirez and the Kurgan. Like, a reboot does not mean you're going to do the same exact story. Like, if you're going to redo the whole thing and come up with a better explanation of why they're immortal and all this stuff, then you might want to like change some of the characters around. So I don't know. I feel like that's a plague on our country, on our news media. Like they're going to say this stuff because like, someone might search who's playing the Kurgan in the Highlander reboot, so that they'll hit this article, even though it's not confirmed that he's playing the Kurgan, but it's all about clicks and eyeballs. But I guess I'll ask you first, what do you think of Dave Bautista as playing the villain, possibly the Kurgan in the Highlander?
Yeah, I actually feel two different ways about it. Because on one hand, I totally see it. But on the other hand, and when we talked about this, I suggested the actor, which it's Thor, something, Born to Shore, and whatever, that played the Mountain in Game of Thrones. And Dave Bautista is no longer the bulky, muscle-bound dude he was. So in that respect, my eyebrow goes up a little bit. People's eyebrow. That's a wrestling reference. Yeah. So I'm of two ways. I see it because that's the type of character Dave Bautista does well with. But he no longer has the size he's had. So when I do think of the Kurgan, I do think that one of his characteristics is that he's a monster. So I can see Dave Bautista doing a good job. I guess I'm going to have to assume that he's going to have to kind of bulk back up, though. But, I don't know. They could be doing a whole new slimmer version, which, okay, I'm not going to hate it out of the gate. But.
So here's what I'm going to say about that. So first off, yes, like, because remember I had said, The Rock, because I was trying to think who's bigger than Henry Cavill to be a believable, like, scary force to play against Henry Cavill as the Kurgan. But then, like, people seem to forget that Clancy Brown is who played the Kurgan in the original Highlander, and he wasn't a big, muscular guy. He wasn't like a scrawny little guy, but like, I mean, I think he's a taller actor, but they did things to him to make him appear bigger and menacing. Like he really wasn't necessarily bigger. So like, they could do that to Dave Bautista, but I do think he needs, like, in today's world, unfortunately, I think he needs to bulk up again a little bit more, because you like, if you have a scrawny Kurgan against a beefy
Right, Henry Cavill,
Highlander,
right?
you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
yeah, this guy's not gonna win at all. But unless he's not the Kurgan and they're doing something where he has other abilities, like maybe he can do magic or something that makes him more of a threat against Henry Cavill's Highlander, because like
Yeah.
you could say the Highlander, being a big guy, depended on his strength to win and stuff. And then, so I don't know, we'll see.
So I just make sure I understand though. So you don't want them to do like the story with Ramirez, the mentor, Kurgan, the arch nemesis?
I'm of two minds of it, because is Highlander a cult classic? Yes. Is Highlander ridiculous when you start picking it apart? Yes. You had one of the most famous actors. God knows how they got him into this movie, because it wasn't like a huge thing. It was, a low budget French director making this movie, where they had a Frenchman playing a Scotsman who couldn't do a Scottish accent to save his life. He was just learning English to play this role. So then they get a famous Scotsman who was James Bond to play an Egyptian in a Spanish costume. Yeah, because he's been around for a long time, blah, blah, but he still speaks like Sean Connery. And it's just like, so now you're getting Russell Crowe, an English actor, or he's English or Australian? I can't remember.
He's Australian.
Australian. So he still has, he's got an English or Australian accent, a thick Australian accent. I don't think I've ever heard Russell Crowe do other accents. So can he do a French accent? I don't know, and have it be believable. Like that's the thing. If you're going to do Ramirez and do the same character, then you have to do it better than it was done originally.
I think they will. I think that Ramirez, the character, will be remade to be not so convoluted. But it's funny what you say about the Highlander movies. Like, you could pick them apart. I don't know, man. Like those at least those first two were big.
Highlander 2? Oh, come on.
Listen,
terrible.
It's
terrible.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm saying, for some reason, the general zeitgeist was like on those movies, and I judge this because, like, my mom, who cares nothing about comic books, none of that dumb shit, but like was into the Highlander movies. I mean, I know she liked long hair Christopher Lambert, so maybe that was the secret sauce. But I'm telling you, like, my mom is not like a sword fighter, sword and sorcery, at all. But I don't know. This was something that like came across. That's all I'm saying.
And
they had a little something. I don't know.
I also argue to this day is one of the things that did make that movie an epic cult classic is the soundtrack.
Sure, absolutely.
And the thing is,
you can't go wrong with Queen. So good that when they did the TV show, they still had them on there.
So that's the question. Like, I keep wondering that too. What do you do? How do you try to recreate that? Like, you can't. It's lightning in a bottle, right? Like, you can't recreate it. But do you get like another band, a band of this time?
No, because there's no band, there's no, there's no band that even compares to Queen. It's our day and age, man. There's I honestly say you keep the Queen at least the main theme and Who Wants to Live Forever. I think you could still incorporate those two. Probably a couple of the other ones too. I don't know. I'd keep what I could, honestly. It's that good.
Yeah, but you know that, like, if they do it, they will get someone else to re-record them and like Rihanna or something to re-record Who Wants to Live Forever.
Oh my God, that beluga whale! Come on, no. Oh my, no, they can't do that. They can't.
They can and they will. This is Hollywood.
Oh my God.
Anything to piss you off is what they will do.
Like what is even a legitimate rock band that exists today that's not from the past? I don't know.
That like I don't know. Avenged Sevenfold, like because they've been around for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. There's like no new rock band. Like no.
Well, it's funny because there are, but there aren't like as big. What's that one? The kids from like the Midwest. Greta Van Fleet. Greta Van Fleet. Like
okay.
Like they came out, and they have a classic rock sound, and like they had gained a lot of buzz when they first came out, but then they kind of fizzled out, you know. So yeah. Oh God, I could go on this.
Yeah,
about
I know.
This for the rest of the
yeah,
night.
they should just stick with Queen at least for a couple of them there.
All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, when they get the whole cast together, I'm sure there will be an announcement of the cast and who they're playing. So, we'll see. Hopefully, this will all be settled.
What if they do a bait and switch and it's a Russell Crowe as Connor McLeod?
No, let's not go there. All right.
Henry Cavill's a Kurgan.
What if Johnny Depp was Ramirez? Oh, no. All right.
He's too busy playing rock music.
Yeah, this is true. Well, you know what? No, Depp I could see. For some reason I was thinking Keanu Reeves. That would be terrible. But I could see Depp. I could see Depp as Ramirez. He plays a lot of crazy roles. I don't know. All right. What's that time? Let's ask that question that we do every episode.
What did we learn on the show tonight?
So what did you learn, or do you have any recommendations for us there, Donnie boy?
Yeah, no, I learned that Doctor Who is a way bigger deal than in my mind because it scared me as a child. So, all right. But it does have a magic set, so I can't argue. Matt Smith is a B-tier actor.
Yeah.
Recommendations. You know what? I still have not fucking watched Twisted Metal season 2, and I think I might just friggin' do that right after the show.
All right.
So there you go.
I learned that Thrawn, I was probably a little younger than us and can name bands like Skillet, Bad Wolves, or Dynamite, or Diamante. I don't even how you say that. When there are bands that like people know and I've never heard of, I go, God, I'm old. So thank you. This has been an episode of me learning I'm old, and I thank you all for that. That's what I learned this week. Recommendations. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Did not get to watch anything this week. Maybe I'll get off of here and watch Twisted Metal as well. We shall see. I might just go to bed. But that's it for us this week. Or this episode. So on that note, boys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. Don't let your cape caught in the door. See you next time.
If you haven't done so yet, subscribe. It really keeps this podcast alive. Smash the like button if you please. It gives us what we need. Maybe leave a comment or two. It's a really nice thing to do. And what are you waiting for? Visit our merch store. But before click away.